Hello and welcome. We're live from the Tavern United broadcast booth at the 2018 Canadians Mixed Doubles Classic. We're in Portage La Prairie, Manitoba at the Portage Curling Club. We have a pretty important game here into the side. Team Jennifer Jones and Brett Lang taking on Nancy Martin and Ty Griffith. One of these two teams will not be moving on. Jennifer Jones, Brett Lang playing the Bluestones today, and Nancy Martin, Ty Griffith playing yellow. Team Jennifer Jones, Brett Lang having the hammer in the first end. And we're underway here with Nancy Martin's first stone of this game.
Line's okay. Line's good. Line's good. Line's really good. Over curling a bit. Full four. Just full four. It's over curling. Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah. All right.
It's gonna head over besides, just over curl a tear. My name is Cassie Dankochik alongside Nolan Cole, so I do have a co-commentator this time. Been all alone all day, but Nolan made the trip out. Excited to do some curling with me.
Absolutely, good to be here, Cassie. Yeah, elimination draw here tonight on the seaside of the tournament. We got 6 games going on, and if you lose, you go home. So there'll be some desperation as this tournament continues here in Portage.
Jennifer Jones, Brett Lang have won two games in this tournament, have also lost 2. Nancy Martin, Ty Griffith have a record of 1-2.
It's been a bit of an up and down tournament for Jennifer Jones and Brett Lang. Of course, 2 curlers that have won a lot in their careers. As you mentioned, they lost their opening game to Ashley Groff, then won 2 in a row. 8-2 over Katie Cotterill, 8-3 over Sakaris from Hungary, and then losing to her new teammate Jocelyn Peterman 11-5 earlier tonight, the previous draw. So they're at 2-2, and on the other side, Martin and Griffith dropping their first 2, losing 10-7 to Jolene Campbell, losing 9-3 to Kim and Wayne Tuck, and then staving off elimination earlier today with a 6-0 win over Stacey Hainstock.
I think most people listening or watching would be pretty familiar with both Jennifer Jones and Brett Lang, but maybe not as familiar with Nancy Martin and Ty Griffith. Nancy Martin skipping out of Saskatchewan, actually 5-3 in the Canadian Olympic Curling Trials mixed doubles last year, playing alongside Caitlin Schneider. And Ty Griffith is currently second for Team Jim Cotter, silver medal in the Brier.
Yeah, and curling fans would be familiar from the more traditional game, right? The four-player team. Tyrell Griffith playing with Jim Cotter out of BC, and they've won a few BC championships as well. So he'd be a familiar face as well. And it seems like everyone across the competitive sport now is really embracing this mixed doubles format. Of course, Caitlin Laws and John Morris doing a lot in that regard when they won gold this past at these past Olympics in Korea. Jones and Lang have the hammer here in the first end.
Shot.
A nice shot from Brent Lang, getting both yellows, killing both yellows there with his rock. Jennifer Jones and Brett Lang actually winning a tournament in a mix in New Zealand earlier this year in August, so winning a mixed doubles tournament there.
Looks like Tyrell Griffith is going to try to get to that Bluestone back 4 with the ice he's taking. Maybe a heavy draw weight here. Center guard still in play, of course.
It's real close.
Should curl here. Maybe didn't move quite as much as they wanted it to. So Jones and Lang still lying. One thing, Cassidy, about the mixed doubles game is just the pace of it. It's a lot quicker, and communication is key because you see this a lot with both team members kind of yelling down from opposite ends of the rink. So that's where that communication really becomes in. There's not as many discussions in the house as you would see in the four-person game. Obviously, the time clock is a lot shorter.
Brent Lang's second
Fight the
stone
floor if you can.
on the way here.
Line's good, it's all you. Line's great.
Just trying to bury another one
here. Looks
around
heavy.
that center line.
Fight the four only.
Yeah, you don't want to be deep here.
Oh, oh, oh,
Still
oh.
sliding.
Okay, good. Nice.
Settle in at the top of the button.
Virtually dead buried.
Yeah, I think it's getting a bit better.
So, looks like Ty Griffith going to come around on the intern side here. And mixed doubles, very quick to punish if you make a mistake. You can find yourself in trouble really quick with the less amount of rocks to throw, and as well with the gar. You know, one rock is already going to be buried right away.
Over curling a bit. You might see.
Yeah.
They're looking at the freeze.
Here.
I think. No, I think.
Good.
Got it all?
Yeah, if we can. Yeah. Okay.
And if it just comes up right here, right
That's
on
fine. Yeah. Okay. What are you thinking here? Okay. Just outside edge, maybe?
No, I thought edge.
Okay.
What do you think? You thinking left or more?
No, that's good.
Same weight I just threw.
I think
Speed's the same?
play, Cassie, is to come right down to it.
Yeah, give it a tap. Give it a slight little tap. Just want to squirt that yellow out just a touch more open. Leave your shooter in the top of the 4 foot. Leaves a very difficult shot for Nancy Martin with her final stone for
Got room. Line's good.
Weight's really close.
Room for the tap. Lots of line.
A little bit heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this needs to curl.
Yep. Get it by. Yep.
Well, plan B there. Tried to sweep it by the yellow at the end when they realized it wasn't going to curl enough.
You can make the double.
Now there
Actually,
might be a bit of a
the double's good.
hit and roll play they're talking about.
Move that to there. She might flash. But you don't
Yeah, I don't like the double here.
then she can't do double. Yeah.
Brent Lang's stone did not roll to a great spot.
I mean, you got lots of air there, so.
We'll see.
I mean, I think the inside of nose is really good.
I think just a nice little flop over
Nice smooth nine.
into that button area, bite the button, maybe give it a little tap over, really cut down that scoring area and get that force here in that first end.
I think that's the play, yeah. Jones and Lang just let them off the hook a little bit because they did have the pressure on them for most of this end, but a little miss now opens the door.
shot.
Very nice.
Very nice. Got a nice little up roll on that Yellowstone. Didn't quite anticipate that.
So Martin and Griffith sitting 2 here as Jennifer Jones goes back to throw the last shot at the end.
I don't think there's any way to get that side one, but just trying to hit like a third.
Thinking a quarter.
That makes it too. I think if we make contact on that, we get it.
Yeah. Dead straight, eh?
Yeah, mine curled a little bit, but we can definitely hold it. Same as we've been seeing.
This is a shot for only one, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. They're hoping to hit you heard Jennifer say a quarter of that outside yellow, and both should go. The shooter you lose all day, but that back 8-foot rock will be your counter for one.
Yep! Whoa! Yep! Yep! Hard!
Oh, close. They're almost got that Yellowstone, and just flash right by it. That's what they anticipated, and they were only held to 1 here in the first end. We will be back in just a moment for the second end when Nancy Martin and Ty Griffith will take their turn with the hammer here at the Canad Inns Mixed Doubles Classic.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inns Destination Centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
And welcome back to the Canad Inns Mixed Doubles Classic. 2 teams fighting for elimination. Jennifer Jones and Brent Lang up 1-0 over Nancy Martin and Ty Griffith, scoring 1 with hammer. So definitely a win for Martin and Griffith there, especially when it looked like they were in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, and you saw just on Brent Lang's last rock, just didn't curl enough, and it kind of rolled to a spot where it gave Griffith and Martin a shot to kind of get out of trouble, and in fact, lie 2 buried, and Jennifer had to make a good shot with her last just to score 1. So obviously a bit of a tough way to end that end for Jones and Lang, but they were able to score their 1, and we'll continue into end number 2 here.
First shot from Jones. Taps that initial yellow to the back of the 8-foot.
And as we mentioned off the top, 5 other games going on here at the Portage Curling Club on this Saturday night. And we'll give you a bit of an update on some of those scores. Kate Cameron and Derek Samigalski have scored 1 in the first, so they lead 1-0 over Kristen McCouche and Robbie Gordon. That's over on sheet 1.
And all these games going on right now are elimination games. All these games are seaside games.
Correct. The team from Russia, Maria Komarova, Daniel Gorachev, they're up 1-0, so they scored 1 in the first also over the team from Saskatchewan, Kristen Streifel and Steve Laycock. That's on sheet number 2. Chelsea Carey and Colin Hodgson scoring 2 in the first end, so they're up 2-0 over Shannon Burchard. Shannon Burchard and Caitlin Schneider.
Line's good.
That game on sheet 5.
Definitely like it to slow down.
This rock from Lang is going to need to move a little bit here.
This is nosing ours.
A couple other scores to tell you about. Nicole Westland Stewart and Tyler Stewart, they scored 1 in the first, so they lead Emily and Robert Desjardins, who are here from Quebec, 1-0 as they play in the second end.
Just throwing back button.
and Nicole Sigvaldason, Ian McMillan. They scored 2 in the first, so they lead. The team from Korea, Haeri Zhang and Chiwon Choi, that's on sheet 7.
Stay hair less. Hair less.
Playoffs begin tomorrow night, Sunday night, quarterfinals
Sunday
at 8
night
o'clock.
Quarterfinals,
And then semis and finals on Monday.
Already a couple teams qualified in that one. We just saw at 6 o'clock Laura Walker and Kirk Myers qualify, and Caitlin Laws and John Morris as well qualifying for the playoff round.
Yeah, no surprise with Laws and Morris, of course, enjoying tremendous success in the mixed doubles game to this point. You see that shot from Tyrell Griffith coming up a little light, settling just above the
Just through, eh?
I think
house,
so.
just above the top 12. So now Brett Lang will try to come around with the out turn.
Should have trusted that.
We saw earlier in the day that path, one game pretty much only along from our broadcast booth along the right side, going out turn, going away from us, and in turn coming back to us. So we've seen that. I saw that spot earlier today, just completely flattened out by the end of the game. Gave a couple teams fits. So it's a spot on the ice to keep an eye on for both teams.
Line's good. It's all you. Full fort. Line's good. Yep. Whoa, rim. Yep. 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 You got to go past the guard. Keep going. Keep going. Go, go, go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going, Brent. Okay, good.
That really curled at the end.
Be nice if we stick it.
For the
Stick it right on
moment,
there.
Jennifer Jones-Brentling line 2, maybe 3. Kind of hard to tell from our angle. It's close.
Very close. I'd say the curl here so far, not quite at arena ice quality, but still a lot more swing than you'd get at your average curling club.
Absolutely, yeah. Another point on the mixed doubles game, Cass, do you see it kind of vary team to team? Some teams, if you're throwing a big weight shot, some teams will leave the other team member in the house, or like we're seeing right now, sometimes they will come down and sweep and nobody's in the house. I've seen it both ways.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Nice shot there from Ty Griffith. Gets all 3 Blue Rocks moving.
Yeah, about as good as it could have been. Obviously,
Sorry, Jen.
Jones and Lang still lying 1 with that back button counter.
I think you want to go here.
It's a very lonely looking blue stone, however, right now, surrounded by 3 yellows.
Especially when you don't have the hammer, right? It's a little dicey for sure.
This is pretty good. Right?
Yeah, I think they can come off this one, so,
So what?
well, yeah.
Right there, and they just kind of tap, and stay there. And
Okay.
it has to be somewhere they can't hit it.
Okay.
So I think this is probably the best shot.
Okay. Just made
Right?
it.
If we tick it, so what? It's not the worst. It's not like they can.
Yeah. Same weight. I'm going to give you a hair more ice.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of options here for Brent Lang with his final stone of this end. Deciding to play the draw straight to the pin. We've seen that a lot today, talking about playing a shot on a path where anywhere it can end up, it's a positive result for your team.
Line's good. Line's great. Close.
Line only, waits close. Line only. We're back 4. We're back 4, trying.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Little heavy.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Little
whoa.
heavy, little heavy, little heavy.
No. 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 Okay. Sorry.
So Brent Lang a touch heavy with that one. A little bit surprising. He had talked about how if he was light, that was the better miss.
The right
for
way
him.
to miss, right? Yeah.
I think I'm just going to throw T-line back button.
Did come a little deep, and now it's a chance to freeze on top of that and maybe grab shot if you can get a bit of an inside roll to the button.
The ice they're taking, they can't be throwing anything more than back 12.
That blue frozen rock isn't going to go very far. It's locked onto that number 7 yellow in the house.
Final rock for Ty Griffith here in the second end.
Close. Back 4.
Very nice.
Yeah. Second and third.
Might want to discard.
So yellow now sitting 1, but
Yeah, they got to be. This is risky.
Jones and Lang are second and third
Yeah.
shot.
It's only for 2.
You heard Brent Lang talking about the guard
this
I
there.
don't even know this. I don't. How do they make this for 2? Oh, off here.
They knows it.
Yeah.
They get 2,
not-
don't they? Yeah.
No.
Sure they do. They get a
Okay,
piece of
close.
the button if
Okay.
they knows
Okay. Okay. Just throw the guard.
it. I think so.
Okay.
Now, if the guard is played on our
It's up here, right?
Yep.
to block the outturn, same shot. The only other shot I see, Casty, is that angle raise, run back.
Double
with the
raise,
intern,
run back.
Double raise, run back. Which is very difficult, but it's there. And
And it has backing, so you don't need to worry
Right.
too much about the weight, which is the nice thing about
well,
that.
and I mean,
Just halfway.
Yeah.
And you've got 2 backers that you can hit actually both of those blue ones,
Plenty.
and
They have to get to
probably,
the nose, right?
as long as you don't.
you could maybe even bring the number 7 into play. Yeah, well, we're not. It's not up on the screen right now, but they're gonna guard the easier shot.
It's a little aggressive.
Yeah. Heavy.
Trouble.
Heavy out of her hand.
You want to tuck a piece of it.
You're good. You're good for that.
It's coming down now.
Line's good.
Good spot, Jen.
And it'll be the. Look at the straight run back on the blue, maybe.
Might be a hole if you just throw back
Oh,
line.
okay.
I
Is
don't
there a
think
hole
you-
with the
you can't
with
see
the
any of it.
intern?
You can throw back line like
For 2.
If you get by
Yes.
this blue guard, there's a hole. Like if you you need some finish. There's no chance you hit it on this side. The tap is a little risky because if your weight's not perfect, you happen to chip that floor off. I'm just thinking. what
Yeah,
do we see?
to
That
play
hole
it
is there, though.
to play it straight, you're going to need to throw a lot of heat with that.
Otherwise, it's going to overcurl
Back line
at the
and
end.
right
And,
nose.
yeah.
Okay, let's play the
I'll
tap.
just play it with it just enough though.
Yeah, just back line. I think back line's you need back line in order to make it. So you need to be good. I think just think about throwing back line out of your hand and be close. I think edge of 8. You need pretty
So they're
close
playing
to
the
3
tap?
quarters.
Is with double tap to try to
3
score
quarters,
2.
2/3, 3/4, somewhere in there. Edge of 8, and yeah, back line.
I think it's hard
Yeah.
to hurt the situation
I think if you just
with
throw
the
a nice
weight that they've
positive-
decided to throw this shot at.
You heard back line.
Really close weight.
No. No.
Real nice try.
Ooh,
That's a
almost
little more weight,
moving.
move that. I think this one might have been out counting that.
Looks like 2 yellow.
No, just
just
the
one?
number 5 blue,
Yeah.
just able to. If that would have moved about a half inch more, even less than that, it would have been 2 for Martin and Griffith.
Interesting end.
But yeah, a very interesting end.
Great throw.
The result is we have a tie game heading into the third between Jennifer Jones and Brett Lang and Nancy Martin and Ty Griffith. So we will be back with more of the Canad Inns Mixed Doubles Classic. And welcome back to the Canad Inns Mixed Doubles Classic. Cassidy Dankocic alongside Nolan Cole here, and 1-1 between Team Jones and Lang and Team Nancy Martin and Ty Griffith.
Yeah, and interesting. I mean, the mixed doubles game, there's always going to be a lot of rocks in play, right? You don't have to, there's never going to be any ends where it's wide open in general. Of course, if you blank, if there is a blank, you lose the hammer. It goes to the other team, so that's an interesting rule. But it's been a good game so far. A lot of rocks in play, and expect that to continue here in the third end.
Yeah, Jones and Lang, a bit on the back foot in that end in terms of trying to dictate their force. Kind of gifted of force with Ty Griffith's last rock. It looked to be a good shot, and then you would look at that. There's 2 rocks to come, and you look and you say, well, how can they score 2 if we guard this one shot? And making it a very complicated shot. So good recognition from Jones and Lang to not panic, even though plenty of yellow in the house.
It's still a brilliant attempt by Nancy Martin to try to make that double tap for 2, and just didn't quite curl enough at the end, but very, very close. They end up scoring their 1.
A little light.
Oh.
Jones's first is on the guard.
By the way, this is the 4th year of this Canad Inns Mixed Doubles Classic. Previous winners, it started in 2015. Rachel Homan and John Morris winning that first year. In the last 2 years, it's been Chelsea Carey and Colin Hodgson, who are on the ice right now, trying to stave off elimination and stay in this year's tournament.
Some surprising teams dropping down to the seaside, playing in one of the at this time right now. You probably wouldn't have pegged a couple of these teams to be in this position.
Absolutely, yeah. We've seen Jennifer Jones over the course of her career, though, take the hard way. A couple of tie-break Scotties victories.
Race really close.
She's no stranger to elimination games.
Other sit. Hit. Sit. Ah. Shoot.
So Ty Griffith with his first stone gives Brett Lang a pretty good opportunity to
Nose is great. Just try to get that to there.
to rearrange these stones and bury his shooter.
Perfect.
Hack.
Nose hit, hack, weight, get those 2 yellows. Well, the back one goes, and the top yellow probably rolls to the back 8, back 12 area.
It's a very pleasant yellow-yellow combination.
Yep.
Little heavy.
Yes. Hard.
Heavy.
Hard. Hard, Brent. Hard. Hard. Go, go. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Came very close to the guard. And
Nice shot.
both yellows will hang on, but the shooter stays in a pretty good spot, I think.
Yeah. I probably got 3/4. It's probably enough to make it. Sure, I'll get a sweep.
What do you like?
Not a terrible result,
You like Greg?
especially considering that hard sweep for Brent Lang.
Yeah.
Better than crashing on the guard.
Like it was curling, and maybe the weight was a little bit down for what they had called. I think the original call was for hack, but still does
I
the
got
job.
just 3/4.
Jones and Lang line
I don't need to hit
2.
what I can see, but close. Kind of wait. Sure, I think
Ty
we
Griffith
control, 'cause
trying to
worst case,
dial
if
up
it throws
a-
up, we can play a little roll behind
Dial
the
up a
corner.
roll here.
Stay with the back loose. Think about 3 inches of ice, 3 inches off the rock. Have it. He was only like board weight though, so I think he'll run pretty straight. Yep, gotta go. Gotta go. Really hard.
Nancy Martin picks
Really
it up
hard.
right out of his hand.
Really hard, Nancy.
Might be
Really
on the
hard.
guard here.
Hard. You got it. Hard.
Oh.
Wow.
Double nick and then a jam.
Just rubbed the guard. They almost got it by.
Good.
Yeah. Speed's good here.
Same as what I was throwing last end.
Big miss though. Now
Yeah.
Brent Lang can come sink another one. I'm not sure if they called for top 12 here.
Might
Where do you like for
almost
ice?
should have called an audible there.
Edge
Probably
of 8,
better just to
just
crash on the
inside.
guard and clear that out.
Yeah.
Like
And you
that.
can probably even,
Right.
if you
Edge, a
pick
little
that
bit
up
less.
Just
early enough,
inside.
you might be able to get rid of both guards as well.
Like
Now
that.
that guard's still
Yeah.
in play, and now they could put another one.
Even if that guard's a foot more to our broadcast left, it is in a much better position for Nancy Martin and Ty Griffith.
It's a run back option for them probably though at this point if this shot is made.
Okay. Line's good.
So much harder in
Line's
mixed
tight.
doubles to pick up those plan B shots,
Yeah.
especially when you have that sweeper going along right with the rock.
This one looks like it's over.
Hit it high.
Picked.
Curling.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
go. You gotta go
picked.
to do that. You gotta go to do that. No, just nose in it.
So you heard them say it picked near the hog line. And they were trying to bounce it off.
Yeah, I threw that a hair quiet. It's the same shot.
A bit of a break here for Griffith and Martin, and
I
they
mean,
can
I'll
still
save it,
access
yeah.
those shot
Let's get up.
stones in
I'm
the
not gonna
forefoot.
throw much more. The rock.
Saw a couple picks last draw actually, so a little surprising to see.
Part of the game, right? You see it at all levels. It does happen from time to time.
A little surprising to see it so early in a game as well, though. Only the third end here.
You sure?
This one's curling as well.
Yep. Hard. A little more.
Very nice.
Great line call from Nancy Martin. Obviously can tell that she's a skip when she plays foursomes, so.
And so this end's turned around just like that with Martin Griffith now lying 3.
Yeah, that pick really, really bailed out Nancy Martin and Ty Griffith.
Still an opportunity here to come around those 2 guards, though, for Brent Lang.
They are staggered as well, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they'll have a run back on either one.
You want to make this double instead?
So this is choosing between the draw behind is, drawing behind is way more aggressive, obviously.
Yeah, I
if
was
you
gonna
go for the double, you're basically saying, okay, I'm happy with getting out of this end with 1. If you go for the draw, you're saying, I still want to score 2.
Knowing the aggressive style that Jennifer Jones has always played with, it's a bit surprising to hear her suggest that double, but they are going with the draw.
More line this time.
I think it's more just dotting your I's, crossing your T's.
Room, it needs to finish a long way here. Still lots of line. As long as you're full 8. There it goes. Keep going, Brent. You got it. Keep going. Keep going. Go, go, go.
You can see about half of it from where we are, Casti, which is the other end from.
It's quiet board. It's not gonna. It doesn't fly. Like mine didn't curl much, and you got me.
Just
up
didn't
the
finish
side,
enough for them.
Yeah,
really
just
keep it
didn't.
straight.
Just didn't finish. Kind of hung out
You
there.
can
You
actually
could
see probably 2/3 of it.
If he notices.
Yeah.
As soon as we're by the guard, you just let me know. I'll be watching it too. I just board.
Last rock for Nancy Martin and Ty Griffith here.
You can even get away with hack, to be honest, but I like board. And then probably about 4 inches of ice.
This is made. Jennifer Jones-Brent Lang will be forced to try to score another single.
It's a hair hot. Curl, baby. Curl, baby. Curl, baby.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Bit of a jam there.
Oh, that jam is a terrible.
It's one. Hey?
I don't know if they'll
Are you playing this way?
play the double for 3.
I think so.
If you can just, you don't
think
even
it
need to
goes
hold
right
your
into
shooter.
that the other
Your
way, don't
2
you?
is
Well,
there.
depends where you
Where I
hit it.
hit
If you
it.
hit half of it, sure.
See if the
Yeah.
You
jam
hit
is
a
there
quarter,
as well.
no.
Thinking middle of the rock, try to go across.
Oh,
Go this way.
Yeah.
I think that, so the straight back double, they're thinking jams on their rock in the back 12, so they're going to play it across the
Crossface,
top
yeah.
and save the shooter. But it is a shot for 3.
Yes.
Just throwing like normal.
Very back and forth
I
end
was
here.
thinking a nice firm, but
We've seen ends kind of turn around with one shot
3/4, right?
throughout this game.
Okay.
You're trying to make the double. Right?
yeah.
The last throw
Do
from
you like playing the double the
Martin
other way?
just
like
didn't curl
nose it?
enough and jammed, and
Take
now
the
an
risk out,
opportunity
or-
for
okay.
Jennifer
Want me to look at
Jones
it
to
again?
try to
I-
make this to score 3.
I like it this way. Okay. Normal.
Sure.
Normal middle of the rock, 3/4. Do you like that ice?
Yeah.
So Jennifer Jones with a double for 3 here with her final stone in the third.
You got firm here.
Oh, I was wide, so we're going the other way.
You got firm.
Yep.
They're going to try to go the other way now.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep, yep.
Oh, and a
try.
return jam.
Come on, yeah.
Yeah, kind of got caught in the middle there, out of her hand. We were going to try to play it the other way, but then it ended up jamming, and they scored 1.
Well, that's in mixed doubles, no broom on the ice. It's a lot easier to miss your spot. And so
right.
Jennifer Jones and Brett Lang will take a 2-1 lead heading into the 4th end, which we will have after a quick break here from the Canad Inns Mixed Doubles Classic.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inns Destination Centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
And welcome back to the Canad Inns Mixed Doubles Classic. Cassidy Dankochik alongside Nolan Cole. We're up here in the Tavern United broadcast booth, right in the thick of things, right around the fans. And
Fans and some of the curlers.
yes,
$26,000 prize for the winner of this tournament. That'll be on Monday night. And 25 teams from around the world, mostly Canada, but some American teams here. A team from Korea, a team from Hungary, and a team from Russia. The Russian team's on the ice right now, and they are having a good night. They're up 4-0 as they play in the 4th end.
Was that
And
firm
we'll just
weight?
run
I
down
didn't
some
think
of
that
these
was that
scores
hard.
for you.
at least 2 steals in that one.
Yeah,
Turn top.
it's Maria Komarova and Daniel Gorachev leading Steve Laycock and Christian Streifel 4-0 in the 4th.
In our feature game, Jennifer Jones, Brett Lang scoring 1 with the hammer. That's been the pattern so far, and they are up 2-1 over Nancy Martin and Ty Griffith.
And sheet 1, Kate Cameron, Derek Samagalski, the local Manitoba contingent. They're up 2-0 on Kristen McCouche and Robbie Gordon.
Actually, a rematch of our 12 o'clock game on the featured sheet here. So
They're familiar foes by this point. 2-0 in the third. That's on sheet 1. Chelsea Carey, Colin Hodgson. They've played mixed doubles together for quite some time now. They're up 2-0 in the fourth end over Shannon Burchard and Caitlin Schneider.
Just put up
Another
another steal.
Yep.
So it's 4-0 now.
They're off to a good start, that being Carey and Hodgson, looking to advance to tomorrow. These are all elimination games. And then one sheet from that.
Line's decent.
Nicole Westland Stewart, Tyler Stewart. And they're up 2-0 over
Still
Emily and Robert Desjardins from Quebec.
Line's good.
They're in
Get
the
to a
third end.
half.
And then just the final score to tell you about Nicole Sigvaldis and Ian McMillan up 5-1 on the team from Korea, Hyeri Zhang and Chiwon Choi. Just some tight games and some games with some teams in control on this Saturday night.
Sorry, I thought you were a little bit heavy and maybe you weren't.
You can see Yang and Choi, I would assume the first team to launch their power play in this draw so far.
Did you like the power play rule?
Love the power
You
play
do,
rule.
yeah. Definitely an interesting facet of this mixed doubles game.
What I really love about curling is the decision-making process,
Right.
and I think having a decision to when to play the power play. You only have one. When am I going to use it? When's the best time to use it?
Yeah.
Adding
Yeah,
another
15
decision
too, yeah.
to
It's good.
a curling game is always a positive for me.
Yeah. You see Shannon Burchard, Caitlin Schneider using it on the sheet over. And down 4-0, so we needed to try to score at least 2, 3, maybe 4, right? That's why they put that in play to give the team a chance to score multiple points, get back in a game. No power play yet in their featured game, nothing but singles.
Very cautious game from both teams. Making effective shots, cutting down the scoring area without the hammer.
Yep.
We're on the back.
Seeing mixed doubles, a little bit more tactical of a game than your four sheet. We mentioned it last game. Laura Walker and Kirk Myers
What kind of weight do you like?
had a shot where they they basically placed a rock so a run back would jam, and it generated
I guess
two
even
just
if you
because they
knows it, it's
placed
not
that rock
bad.
so
Yeah.
well. And that's a shot that that kind of shot you really don't see too often in standard play.
Just through.
Okay. Here.
Sure.
Brent Lang trying to come down to that yellow stone that was just thrown. Maybe get a bit of an inside roll toward the button. Backline weight, I think was the call. Of course, Portage has seen their fair share of mixed doubles. The trials last year,
Yep.
last December, I believe, when
Whoa.
John
whoa,
Morris
whoa,
and
whoa,
Caitlin
whoa.
Laws won that
No,
to
no.
represent Canada at the Olympics.
Close.
Shane hasn't
Yeah.
been close.
Yep. Whoa. 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 Sorry. Whoa. 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 Nice shot, Brent. My bad.
So didn't
We can
quite
tap
get
it a
the
little,
flop
but
that they
freeze right
wanted.
there is really good. If we can get second shot, it's pretty good. Nope, not much, just a little.
A decision to. This looks like playing a little bit softer than I would have expected them to play this shot. This is Ty Griffith's second stone of the end.
Gotta get inside. We can wait. Gotta get to the inside. Yep.
We've seen Cassidy. That's the path I think you were talking about earlier. It just hangs a little bit. Doesn't get that finish. There's two stones in a row that just didn't quite breaking up the end to get that inside roll.
Nothing good on the
Good
5.
weight control.
Can't even get it out.
No. I don't mind that run. Do you like the run?
This one?
I just don't know. Do you think we can throw enough weight that we're doing anything with this?
Well, yeah, if you get close to this guard, I mean, you can certainly get it behind the tee line. And then ours is right here. Might not be good, though. Probably the run.
Okay.
Try and nut it on that one.
Yeah.
Just a hair high. And
Yeah.
So Brent Lang choosing to play a run back. Looks like he's not going to throw peel weight at this. He's going to throw more of a normal or a board and just try to send that that blue rock at the top of the 8-foot and right into that yellow rock on the button.
Jennifer going down to sweep also.
should run like normal, eh? Nothing?
Yeah, I don't think it'll do a whole lot. Shot.
Okay. Eliminates one yellow stone and completely opens up the other. So have to be happy with that result, even if it wasn't, I think, the original plan.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, right here, it's not bad.
3 blues in play.
If we get to here,
Martin and Griffith
actually,
do
right
have the
bes-
hammer. They'll try to score
think
more
she
than
might have
one,
to say, oh, if you go
which
right
is
beside, it's
something that
pretty
hasn't been,
You can even tap
neither
it,
team has
sit right
achieved
here.
yet as we play in the
You gotta sit too.
4th
Actually,
end.
just tap it a hair low. Ideally, we don't even want to. Yeah, just kind of we can line up kind of a jam on the back. Just move it an inch. So there's 2 jams, kind of half a rock low, basically.
You're seeing this tactical rock placement here, making it as difficult as possible to remove these stones.
Said half a rock low, so they're going to try to come across the face and get a bit of an inside roll behind that center guard. And maybe just move their yellow number 7, which is top button, just over an inch, I think is the play here.
I've heard of splitting the house, but I've never heard of splitting the 4-foot.
Probably light if anything. Probably light if anything.
It's all about where the shooter ends up. They want to roll this behind
finish.
cover. It's got a curl, though.
Just to it.
Hung out there a bit on
No, I
them.
think we're just to it. We get to the nose. Line it up a bit then. Line it up.
Not what they wanted. I wonder if
Looks
both
like-
yellows will go cast if you hit that on
Oh, yeah. I
Get
mean,
low. I might even be able to get low and it won't
the
matter.
nose. It may jam.
Doesn't dead jam there, so.
It won't jam flush though. It
Yeah,
will
dead
spin
nose,
off and
right?
probably hit that yellow, that
I got
blue-yellow
faith.
combination. And then you have
Yeah.
2 rocks in the top of the 8-foot, and ideally that yellow will spin off that jam and get into the 12-foot.
Yeah, you're right. I think it'll come off the blue at the back button, or back 4-foot, excuse me, and maybe roll onto the other blue. It might roll over the top.
Yeah,
Hard to
no.
tell
Yep.
the angle here, but
So Jennifer Jones throwing the
Do you
final
like firm or just
stone
normal? I like firm.
for her
First weight.
team.
Yeah. Did yours curl a bit or?
No.
If this goes perfectly, it'll be a pretty tough shot to even score 1, actually. And hook it, go out wide on a path you probably don't know.
Oh, going back. Whoa. No.
this needs to curl.
Jennifer.
Oh. That was the danger. If it was outside, you got a dead jam.
Yeah, and this one here, it's fast. Like right there.
Now a shot for 3.
Shot for 3.
Just go edge 8. Yeah, that's fine.
Shot for
Trust
3
me.
that every
Edge 8, we can
curler
go
has
out with it.
practiced every day, pretty much. Just basically your draw to the button
Still
with
good,
backing.
Yeah. Piece of the 4 gets you 3.
Draw to the same way you've been throwing.
And Jennifer, hope you're happy with that. We've seen
Yep.
misses from both teams to this point.
This thing
Now a
would've-
chance to really steal some momentum here for Martin and Griffith. Trying to put multiple score on the board for the first time in the game.
So, final rock on the
Heavy
way
feeling.
from Nancy Martin. And it looks like it'll be good. Or will it?
Sit. Okay. Yep.
And there's the first
Very
3 of
nice.
the game.
Yeah. Finally, a breakthrough moment. Nancy Martin and Ty Griffith scoring 3 to go up 4-2 here. Team Jennifer Jones and Brett Lang will have the hammer to start the 5th end, and we will have that after just a quick break. And welcome back to the Canad Inns Mixed Doubles Classic. Bit of a correction there, only 2. Thought that jam at the back had saved it, but with that push back of that rock, only scoring 2. So it is 3-2 for Nancy Martin and Ty Griffith.
It could be a big point as this game progresses.
Should be close.
A big point loss because that was a fairly routine draw for 3. A little heavy, a little outside, and it bumped the back one a little too far.
Close.
It changes the approach to this end a lot from Jones and Lang. They don't have to hit the panic button now. They can just sit back and be nice.
Whichever way is better, it doesn't matter.
Great first shot from Nancy
Either Either way
Martin.
is better. You got to get on half of it on one
Okay.
side or the other.
Out turn then.
Jennifer Jones throwing her first.
Light.
See
Really
Brent
light.
Lang coming out to
Really light, really light. Go, go, go.
sweep halfway down. This is
Calling
gonna
an
be all over
audible.
the guard.
Deciding to use it as a center guard instead of trying to get it around.
They're soft on that?
Yeah, you're not quite getting out there on this.
Okay.
And on that one, you didn't have any of the set. It was just kind of straight.
Not sure if he can run that
Kind of a little
back,
light in
Cassidy,
the
later in the end. It's a bit of a stagger.
Martin Griffith have a bit of an option here. If you can jiggle these around and create just a complete blockade
Yeah.
Before the game's over.
with a
Yeah.
yellow sitting in basically a perfect
A
position.
steal position as of right now.
Yeah. If you're gonna ever steal with a rock, that's exactly where you want to steal from.
Just trying to hit like 2/3.
And I think that is the play. They're going to try to promote that yellow into the house.
Create even more of a stagger.
Sure? Scattered him a bit too much.
I think they played that shot with
like,
a
even if
touch
we just
too
do
much
this,
weight,
though.
honestly.
Well, you heard Tyler Griffith say
Guard.
they left a bit of a hole there
Yeah,
with
top
those
of the
two
button.
guards.
I mean, we make that, you force them to guard.
Okay, yeah, I like the nose. Do you like firm? I like that. You're right. Even if we lose them all, we have 2 corners, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
don't nose. I'm trying to hit it low, but
Yeah.
throw
It
a
seemed
board
like
weight,
that
make
was the
hit
weight
and
that
roll.
they wanted to play that shot at.
Might as well throw,
So
like, the weight that makes the perfect roll, no?
Sure.
Which is what?
So
Probably.
not sure if it
roll?
just undercurled, or I think they
I gotta hit.
hit it a little thinner than they wanted to hit it.
Thinner, absolutely. They
Probably
did.
Normal.
I think for solid normal. To
The
make
one they
that
did
roll.
promote didn't roll to a terrible spot. It's sitting top
I gotta
12,
just pick the one in the back, or else
Yeah.
it hits ours.
and the shot stone is virtually frozen to
What turn are you thinking of?
Out turn.
that
Okay.
blue stone at the back 4.
I think you're probably gonna see at the end. Lang is trying to just flip the order here, have a blue rock in front of a yellow rock instead of a yellow rock in front of a blue rock here with
Exactly.
this shot.
This one's really curling as well.
Just gonna pick that top yellow off.
So right here. Let's go. Let's go out.
Guard gonna go up here.
Just a hair more. Yeah.
Tough to suggest anything else, honestly. I feel like there should be something better for, or more productive for Ty Griffiths to do with this rock, but
Well, they're in steal mode right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the shot stone on the button. And eventually, Jennifer Jones and Brandon are going to have to try to deal with that in some way.
Sit.
Tick off that yellow guard.
actually like that. If you're gonna go to more to one side, you wanted to go to that side to take away the blue promotion. If you are gonna raise a rock now, it's gonna be yellow instead of blue.
Which one are you playing?
Dead nose, no?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
What else is there?
Wasn't sure if you wanted to double peel the 2 or okay.
Make this with one buried behind the wall that they
Okay.
can't get to.
So Lang shooting for a raise pick here. I think just a hair off nose and you'll make this.
No, 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 no.
If we didn't put it right here,
Just missed his spot there.
Yeah, it just hung a little bit outside.
right on the A.
And for Martin and Griffith, the same play, just put that center guard up. And Jones and Lang have been kind of chasing this whole end.
It felt like they were dictating the pace in the first end, but pretty much since then they've been on the back foot even when they've had hammer.
Should get there.
Better line on this guard, it looks like.
Yeah, it's
Remember,
tight.
they rubbed a little bit on the last one. It rolled to
fine,
an
though.
okay spot. This one's going to curl
Slide tie.
past it.
Simmer. Sit. Sit. Sit.
I wonder if it curled a little too much. Is there a hole there? Doesn't look like
Can you
it.
pick it?
Could.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get through there and stay.
No, I know. Do you lose this one? Probably, eh? I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We got to get that off the button, so. Out turn?
Jones and Lang have
I don't think
two
you
shots
have
and
to
they
lose down. I mean,
You get it with the
most
out turn or the
times you do,
in turn?
but
oof.
Do you ever like the in turn? Intern looks weird, eh? Does not look like an intern shot.
I don't think the intern will do you anything.
Yeah.
I don't think that yellow's going anywhere with the
You
intern.
just threw this too?
Yeah.
Might not be going far with the out turn either.
I think there's just enough space to, if you throw it with enough weight, you can just get everything, basically clear the house.
It's a big shot.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. 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 Hard.
Oh,
wow.
gorgeous
Great
shot.
Looked like that was going to be on the yellow guard.
That
Do
is
this too.
very
Or
impressive
you
to
can go
keep
through the hole
that
and make that.
to keep that original stone there.
I mean, this through the hole shot isn't easy. I mean, you could just pick it.
That is a brave shot. You're probably on the guard with a lot of weight for most of that.
It was tracking, and it just cleared that
Yeah,
yellow
bumper
corner
probably
guard.
right here.
That changes the complexion of this end.
Yeah, yeah.
Forces Nancy Martin to play pretty much the exact same shot.
Think about throwing
think
hack. Think about throwing solid
I think it's a
hack.
little bit easier to hit
Yeah.
that blue stone a little bit further back, a little bit
think
more
you probably get
open,
away. You
but
see where the
still
C
not
is on the
not a
Canad
gimme by any
and the
means.
bumper?
No, not a
That's
gimme at
probably what
all.
you want for
I
us.
wouldn't I wouldn't want to be sitting in the hack staring at that one.
Okay, shot.
I think so.
Yeah.
Another nice shot right through the hole. Good weight there.
Did not
Wasn't able to save the shooter.
play that with slightly quieter weight than I expected.
Yeah.
Makes that shot even tougher in my opinion.
And remember, in the mixed doubles game, if you blank, you lose the hammer. So
It's not far off to draw the button path, honestly, Jen. I mean, take middle 12.
Yeah.
Should be enough.
this will be a draw for one.
Close.
Hair heavier?
Maybe a couple of feet.
Can you play there's no split, I don't think,
No.
Cassidy, on that blue.
The degree of difficulty on it. You'd have to hit it too thick. You'd punch it right through with the weight.
Line okay?
Yeah, it's lots of line.
It's like a rocket right now.
Lots of line. Oh, it's curling. Still fine.
Should grab it nicely.
Shot, Jen.
That'll even things up at 3.
Thanks.
So we will be back with the 6th end here from Portage La Prairie at the Canad Inns Mixed Doubles Classic.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inns Destination Centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
And welcome back. Cassidy Dankochik alongside Nolan Cole here in the Tavern United broadcast booth. And interesting development here as Nancy Martin and Ty Griffith choosing to deploy their power play here in the 6th
In
end.
the 6th end, yeah.
Tie game with hammer.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, obviously the mixed doubles game only has 8 ends, right? So 3 ends left. And tie game, you want to get that You want to try to gain the upper hand. Obviously, Jones and Lang still have their power play in their back pocket. But I think it's pretty normal to see those power plays. Depending on the game, obviously we've seen some other games across the sheets here tonight using those power plays a little bit earlier if a team falls behind. But with the way this game has gone, a 3-all tie into the 6th, then I think this is pretty standard.
Well, you know, if Jennifer Jones and Brett Lang don't get a steal in this end, they're going to be using their power play in the 7th.
Correct.
Just because that would be their last chance to use it.
Exactly.
Gotta go, Brett. You're still by. Go, go, go.
We're late.
So this is a chance to maybe take some initiative.
Hard.
Wait, sir.
Hard. You're by, Rim.
Well, very nice freeze. I'm not sure if she got shot or not.
Sure, curling bitter.
It's pretty good.
Very nice.
Looks like it is on initial viewing.
I think so, yeah. You can get to, if you can just sit on a, like, you know, get to 2/3 and just bump it a little.
We've seen Jennifer Jones and Nancy Martin. I think that they have been extremely accurate with these first shots. And I think one miss from each over the course of this game so far. That is the margin for error on those shots is not exactly. We've seen it all day today. It's we've seen crashing on guards. We've seen over curling. We've seen a little bit too heavy, a little bit too light. So
yeah.
I think when we look at this game and see the number of forces, we can trace it back to both teams really playing. That first rock is basically already cutting down on the scoring area.
So Nancy Martin trying to play a similar type shot here. Yeah, a little too much weight, and it just didn't finish for her. That'll roll off. We're gonna look at those two stones again.
But I think it's us.
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
How do you get there?
I'm thinking
Here's
only
Jennifer
here.
Okay.
What do you
They're
think?
still shot.
That is close.
Again, the loser of this game will be eliminated, as is the case across all the sheets here tonight.
The guy at center line, do you like there?
Sure.
First shot from Brent Lang on the way in this
Line's good.
6th end.
A little aggressive here.
Okay.
Close.
Room, T-line. You can go, you'll get to half. Oh no, it's hanging. No, no.
Oh, no, it's
Make
good.
it good. Line's great. Line's great.
Looks like
Get in
another
here,
good
Brent. You
freeze
got
here.
it. Go. Go, 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 go. Good sweeping.
Came up a couple
Even if we
feet
just come
light.
into our 3, though, it's better than. Just gotta make sure that misses that. Well, 2/3 is great. That just
Man, you
misses.
put another
We roll flat.
ounce of force into your push off there, and it's perfect.
Yeah, perfect line.
That's pretty good. If we move the 3, whatever. I'm gonna throw it pretty good. Yeah, I'll get you to sleep. Yeah.
I wonder if that's an official weight. Pretty good.
You hear all kinds of terms. Nice weight, good weight. I think all teams have their own terms that they grow accustomed to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll curl a little. 3/4 is what we want. Basically, 3/4 to 2/3. As long as it misses that yellow. 3/4 should miss it.
So they're trying to avoid the jam on the yellow at the back 4. And then
throw
roll over in the direction of those 2 stones at the side of the 8-foot.
Not even, they'd rather hit the blue one, but they're really not concerned about which one they bump into.
Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's just going into ours.
A little tricky. Why don't we could nose that one?
More of an open end
I don't
than we've
mind
seen
that.
throughout
Yeah,
this
make
game.
it.
We've seen the center
You gotta make a
guard
good
be
hit
up
and roll,
all
and even
game
when they
and
do, there'll be a double.
Yeah. Nose that.
draws
Even if you
to the
go
button.
there.
This is the power play has
No, I don't think
dictated
it-
this
I think
end.
you wanna
And
The
Once we
power
roll
play
there,
and
you
Jennifer
force them to
Jones's
freeze on
first
anything,
shot
we can't
just
get it out.
Yeah.
basically
Yeah, I
completely
like the nose.
negated any
Yeah.
advantage that the power play
Kinda wait for
granted.
it.
That's true, and that's exactly what you want to do
Here?
if you're the team going
I'd
against
like
that
to see
power
a little
play.
more.
Right, the switch has been flipped to hitting, and we haven't seen it this early all game. That's a tricky little roll, actually, looking at it.
Yeah, he's
Very
trying,
difficult to deal
trying to
with.
get the inside roll.
You can't deal with both yellows,
No.
even though they're so close together.
Trying to get the inside roll and be shot stone buried.
That's smart shot management from Ty Griffith, able to recognize that
Yep.
those rocks would be in that formation.
This is curling early.
Really hard. 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 You're good. Clean, clean, clean. Right on the nose. Nice shot. Nice sweeping.
The thing about hitting this, well, I don't think that does us any good, really. I just think we just freeze right here. Get over curls.
Still an opportunity here, though, for Martin and Griffith to try to score multiple points, try to take control of the game.
I mean, if we go here,
They're looking
doesn't
at a
she just
couple of
go there?
freeze options.
And then we've got a corner guard. She goes half around. I think this is play. I mean, I just have to be really close on it. I can't be here, and I can actually over curl it and sit like tip this right here, and then sit right, as long as I'm sitting in forward, it should be all right. I don't really want to move it too much. Easy. It won't be a double if I get to the inside. For us, I think a little less. A little less, yeah. I think that'll be really close. He's gonna run for the first 3 quarters and then curl. Yeah.
So deciding not to play the hit and roll, don't want to leave any double opportunities right now. Almost looks like you could get a hit and roll and split the house, but still
Yeah.
worried with Brett Lang's ability to make kind of a circus double.
Exactly right. They talked about the hit and roll, and with the weight Brent Lang can throw, they didn't want to leave him a double and to really cut down the end. So they are going with the freeze. That hit and roll, if that double would be made, virtually no chance to score more than one. So I like this call.
Hard to say right now. Okay, let it curl, let it curl. Off the blue. Off the blue. Okay.
Ooh.
That one really curled.
Pretty much
That's every time.
one of the worst results possible, it looks like.
There's space to do that. If I just pick that,
Looking at maybe removing both yellows.
if I nose it, might be the easiest.
Okay.
Looking
you
at
try thinking
using
across
your
the
own
top?
blue,
Yeah,
Thin.
Yeah.
might be there too.
You have to risk flashing it, which,
Throw it hard and get lucky.
yeah.
Try and
Even
just
if you do this, like even if it comes off here and you go there, I don't think it's bad. Like I might have a
try
shot.
and just miss the 4. Or do you just want to? Do you want to play this? I think we whip it.
Okay.
Just miss the 4. Try and hit 3 quarters.
Okay.
If it ticks it and jams, so be it. We might stay.
So try to hit 3 quarters. Try to
Eh?
avoid taking their blue, which is sitting in the 4-foot, and try to get at that back yellow as
You're
well.
throwing the out turn, right?
Pretty good result. For
so
an
we've had pretty good weight. Now we have whip it weight.
Whip it weight.
And over curls and face spot gets that. Yeah, out turn. Shouldn't do anything, eh?
I don't think so.
Throw it an inch high where I want to hit it. Yeah, or a little bit more than that.
No, I don't think it'll do much. That's
That may be the most Canadian question ever asked. Out turn shouldn't do anything, eh?
I don't think this is going to curl much. It's going to run pretty straight with this weight.
Whoa. 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 Yep. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Just
Pretty good, Brett.
jammed
Very nice.
it.
That's pretty much the way they drew it up. They thought that yellow would spin to that area.
Sorry, I should have swept it.
You get it?
I think they are.
What?
I think they are.
That's very close for second shot.
Ooh, that is very close.
Looks like blue to me, actually.
That's definitely okay.
It's close, though.
Still gonna leave her a double.
Just looking at it from our little bit angle, I just assumed I assumed yellow was a shot, and then I looked up from our overhead camera, and it is very close.
As long as we're here,
Well, it forces
we can be here to here.
Griffith and Martin to make a play on that shot stone, regardless, which is mission accomplished for Jennifer Jones and Brent Lang.
Yeah. You can play with. You don't even have to play hack. You can just play back line. I think that's the play. I just threw it. Yeah. Definitely need more. Yeah.
So back line weight here, try to get that
Even a fraction more.
blue out of the
Here
forefoot.
more. As long as we're on this side of the blue, it's good.
There's a lot of roll possibilities here.
I think the weight's close.
Interesting to see where this one ends up.
Doesn't look like a ton of weight. I don't think it's gonna.
No.
Line only. Keep it on the high side. Gotta keep it on that side.
Oh, maybe.
Is it?
Sounds like they adjusted that shot from what we thought it was.
Thought they were gonna play a little bit more weight.
It's not even fucking close. It's us.
You think it's us?
Pardon us for the language there.
More than half an inch.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Okay. Just pick it up.
I did think it was blue originally. I think that's the conclusion that Brent Lang just came to as well.
Anyway, so even if I lose,
It can.
I think we can definitely say that Brett Lang thinks blue is his third shot right now. So seems
So then it looks like
Nose okay?
Jennifer's going to come down, hit it on the nose.
Nose is worse
Yeah.
than just blasting everything.
okay.
Nose is immiscible.
That's what yeah.
Yeah.
We'll try to kill
So I
that
won't do
yellow.
anything, John. I mean, throw it.
Just off the rock.
And
is
if
what I was
they
thinking.
are shot
Whatever you
stones,
need
they
to do,
believe they are
ideally you're
undercover.
hitting, third
Yeah.
to a quarter.
I think
Looks like a force.
yeah. What they want to do is if you do hit nose, you leave a shot
Yeah,
for
well, I
two.
think if you
So
hit-
you need to hit.
You got to hit it on the high side. I think is the
Yeah.
call. Yeah.
Hard. Whoa! Yep! Whoa! Whoa! No! No!
Whoa!
Wow. Just curled enough at the end.
I'm not sure that was the call. I think they.
Really. You know the draw you played here? Almost
It-
the same. You probably need about 4 more feet. You threw that one there, and it curled to here. Yeah. Yeah. I should be able to hold it though.
And so looks like they'll play down to that shot
Just on this
stone.
side. I think
And
with,
I imagine we might see a measurement for that second point. But regardless of
just like an inch on
a
that
well-played
side.
end by Jennifer Jones and Brent Lang
And it's quick here.
with the power play,
So
not
just think a little lighter than what you think.
they kind of dictated most of that end and really didn't give Martin and Griffith any opportunity to score multiple points, which is mission accomplished when you're playing against the power play.
I'm just gonna go back to that
You go
first
inch on
Jennifer
that
Jones
side.
shot and
I
just
even go, yeah,
completely
just
shut down
just an inch on that
basically
side.
any chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Seen her make a lot of those freeze soft shots throughout her career.
easy hack.
think we will see a measurement.
And this is no easy shot either, because you have to push that blue one out of the 4 foot and stick the shooter for shot. If that is what they're playing. This is over curling.
Ooh, this is jumped on him.
Yeah.
Can he hold it? Great sweep. That just complete
I will
jump.
measure this. Ooh,
And
really
looks
close.
like there will be a measurement.
Yeah.
It might be you guys. It might be, yeah. I think it does look like you.
Regardless, we'll see the power play incorporated
Might be
again
them.
next end.
So at least one for the team of Nancy Marson and Ty Griffith. So they have the lead.
Teams measure their own rocks. At Canadian Championships or Worlds, you'll see the officials, umpires come out to do it.
Well, usually it's the third's job in
The
traditionally.
the third will oversee it, yeah.
Yeah.
But there are umpires and officials that do it at the highest level tournaments.
Didn't quite see the needle on the first one there.
Oh, clearly.
7 times.
Clear as day.
So
Just one.
just one there. So we will head into the 7th end with Martin and Griffith up 1 4-3 over Jones and Lang. We will be back with that seventh end after a quick break. And welcome back to the Canad Inns Mixed Doubles Classic. We have a bit of a game that is still in the balance, completely still in the balance. Some great playing without the hammer so far in this game. Like we anticipated,
Yeah.
Jeff and Brett last opportunity to deploy the power play. So going to
Absolutely. We
So you
saw Martin and Griffith play the
think
power
you
play
give it
last
more
end. Jennifer Jones made a great freeze to kind of set the tone for that whole end. They were able to hold them to one. We'll see what Nancy Martin can do on her first here. She'll be playing that same.
something
She won't be
different.
playing a freeze. No, she will not be.
It's gonna curl.
Playing a tick.
Should curl soon.
Interesting.
Cannot eliminate that guard. Just punches it.
It's going to be
It's like it's
close.
gonna curl. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It just does hang on back 12.
Yeah, it just curls. You know, it's
Problem is you leave your shooter right exactly
Okay.
where the old stone was.
And we'll take a quick look at some of the other games. A quick update, I should say, at some of the other games across
1-5.
the sheet.
Sheet 2.
I think this
Sheet
game's
2, we
gonna
have
be
a
close.
final 7-2. That's the team from Russia, Maria Komarova and
Close,
Daniel
yeah.
I
Gorachev.
think so, don't
They
you?
win
Same
7-2
as
over
they do
Steve
last time,
Laycock's team from Saskatchewan. So they'll be moving on to tomorrow.
Steal of 2 and a steal of 3 in that game.
Sheet 1 is another tight game. Kristen McCouche, Robbie Gordon, and Kate Cameron, Derek Semigalski. They're tied at 5 as they play in the 7th.
heavy?
So nothing settled there.
Not sure. Looks close.
Lots of line here.
4-3 on
Lots of
our
line.
sheet 4 in favor of Martin and
Lots of
Griffith, as we just
line.
mentioned.
Getting better. Get it in there.
Jennifer Jones
Get
playing
it in
another
there, Brent. Needs to curl. Go.
soft shot
Go,
here.
go, go. Go, 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 go.
Another girl.
Sheet 5. Chelsea Carey, Colin Hodgson ahead 4-3 on Shannon Burchard and Catelyn Schneider. So another tight game on sheet 5.
I think I'm running it on my next anyway, so I don't mind.
Sheet
I don't mind
6.
this, even if I end up right here.
Emily and Robert Desjardins
Right?
leading
If I can
Nicole
literally-
Weston
if I can get
Stewart
from
and
here
Tyler Stewart.
or here, that's really good.
Oh, my apologies. That's actually
I think, yeah,
that,
right there for
the
ice.
Stewart scored a big end in end number 6. They scored
Get
3
more.
in number 6, so they lead the Desjardins 7-4 as they play in the 6th, as they play in the 7th, excuse me. So they're in control over there. And then the last game to tell you about on
Just a
sheet
hair more.
7,
Hair more,
Nicole
Nancy.
Sigvaldason, Ian McMillan leading that game 7-5 over the team from Korea, Hyeri Zhang and Chi-Wan Choi.
Important to note, Sigvaldason and McMillan have the hammer well up to.
Correct. So some tight games, should be some good finishes across all the sheets here tonight, including our featured game.
I think you're seeing with elimination on the line, these teams are going a little bit more defensively than we saw on some of the other draws.
It's pretty good still. It's not bad.
Ty Griffith's first stone in there,
Sure.
just alongside that blue combination.
Still don't mind that, but I think this, eh?
No, yeah, you hit this and roll.
Hacks.
Solid
So a
hack.
hit and roll on
Okay.
that yellow at the top of the 8-foot.
Little less.
Trying to put 3 rocks behind that corner guard.
Yeah, and then early on in this end, it's shaping up nicely for Jennifer Jones and Brett Lang to try to score multiple points and take the lead.
Shows you the advantage of having the hammer to begin a game.
I hear you, yep. Whoa, yep.
They've only scored 1 with the hammer. They've had the hammer 3 times. They've scored 1 point in each.
Just stick it. Go, go, go.
This is curling. Oh, and
Nice
they
shot.
get the one at the back
Ooh,
a little bit, but they're line 3 buried right
line
now,
3.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Jennifer Jones, Brett Lang have had the hammer 3 times, have scored with 1 with the hammer
Not sure we
each
get
3
two-
times,
two rolls
have
out of
given
hair
up a
more,
deuce,
it's like, it's
but
cold,
still have an opportunity
Yeah.
now with the hammer to take the lead
it's
with
sweet, but-
scoring multiple points of their own.
Absolutely, they're a very good spot here. Martin and Griffith going to try the run back,
It's just such a straight
try to get
spot.
rid of maybe 2 of those if they can.
I can see a half a rock. It's a little scary. I mean, I don't mind it. Let's go and look at those angles one more time, quick.
This is a big shot, so Griffith and Martin definitely want to take their time with it.
Yeah, they're going to go down and have a second look. You heard Tyrell Griffith say you can see half of that top blue one.
That's just dead jammer, but we could get rid of 2. I mean, worst case, I
I think that's the key here is to get rid of 2 blues if you can.
I guess you do nothing. I just gotta hit it. I don't even need to really get close to the guard. If I hit a, yeah. Yeah.
Looks
It should
like
be dead
their
straight.
first call was the run back, but I think they've called a bit of an audible. They're going to try to get close to that guard and play the out turn and try to get to that top blue.
Well, once you're in the hack and you have that little bit more of an angle, it definitely looks it looks a little bit more appetizing to throw that shot. If you're straight on, it looks like it's dead buried, but once you're in the hack, you get a little bit of that angle.
Yep, 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 yep. Hard, hard nets, hard. Okay.
On the guard. Not sure there were sweepers in the world that could have held that one.
Go here.
Okay.
Chance to put the guard back up now.
Right?
I like that. Here? Which way do we want to be, if anything, high?
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, probably high. Make them hit it high. It might
And then
drag,
we still have our guard.
and it might drag past
Yeah.
Looking like a big score
Okay.
at this point. Remember early in the
Try and
game
make
we
it
saw
perfect,
a couple
though.
Is
ends
this
that
my
looked
ice?
as though we could
I
see
don't know.
multiple
Right,
points, and then they
sorry,
turned
this
around
is
with a
where I-
miss.
yeah.
That looks like a pile
Important
to
to
me,
put the
but you
guard
curled,
back up
eh?
here.
It curled.
The
yeah,
margin
I like
for
it.
error on
Yeah,
this
you saw
guard
it.
is so small.
It's all about the ice too. You see Jennifer has it down, the broom down right up, just outside the center line. They'll try to put that guard back in the same spot, force Martin and Griffith to try to make a play on those 3 in the house.
You like
It's
that
not a
ice?
path that is well known either.
You like
You
that
do
ice?
not throw many
I
corner
do,
guards
or no?
in
I do.
in mixed
Mixed
doubles.
doubles,
You saw it, so
absolutely.
put it where you want it.
So-
Yeah, usually it's well, in traditional curling too. It's usually just the lead throwing those corner guards, right? When you have the hammer.
Brent Lang here looking to guard 3
Line's good.
blue stones.
The hair tight. No, it's good. Clean. Line's great.
Like it's a stop.
Oh. Okay.
This is coming a little deeper than they'd
No.
like.
No. No.
Way deep.
Okay.
Ooh. And so, as just mentioned, well, as you mentioned, it was a delicate shot to put that guard back in the same spot. Comes a little too deep. Now it gives Martin and Griffith a chance to maybe get out of trouble here with a bailout shot.
Maybe expecting that path to have a bit more fresh pebble.
Like this 4 rock.
Just give it a little oomph.
And this 3 to go hard.
This is all about the angles.
Out turn
It
again.
looks like you could,
Try and roll the shooter here.
if you could throw,
It's like right on the.
if you could throw all the weight in the world, I think you can
You
get
gotta
3.
get this 4 off though too.
And wouldn't that be a huge turnaround in this end?
Well, 3, leaving 1 blue. If you make this perfect, you could be lying 1, have 3rd shot, and have only 1 blue in the house.
All right, half a rock.
You're gonna have to throw a.
Probably a little thick.
What weight is higher than pretty good?
Even if you get rid of 2 here, be a lot better shape than they were in before that guard was missed.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Whoa.
He has
Clean.
some of
Whoa,
it.
Whoa, whoa. Curl. Curl.
Oh my gosh.
Almost got them all.
I didn't even think that was possible. He moved all 3, or all 4.
You think it's going to be fast over here?
What?
You think it's going to be the
Did
same
not
speed?
keep the
I
shooter
think they're
though, so
heavier.
Jones and Lang still lying 1, so a chance here to split the house to lie 2.
if Martin and Griffith only give up 2, you got to count that as a win.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And again, another turnaround late in that end. We saw that in the first 2 ends with some misses. And we saw it again there because that was looking like it could have been a multiple score, and that's kind of how you set the power play up, to score those multiple points in that end.
Not only multiple, when you
Line's good.
throw your power play out there, you expect to get 2 as a
Good to me.
minimum.
Yeah,
So
and that wasn't the case. Just completely different ends with both power plays. We saw in the previous end number 5, when Jones made that great freeze. And then the different call was made at the beginning of this end with the tick.
Good.
Wow, that just stopped in time.
Yeah. Sorry. 13-6.
that is,
Looked like it would look good, and then it just looked like
you don't have to touch that one a lot to move it
No,
out of shot, to have your yellow out count it.
It's pretty good.
I think Jones and Lang still
Hey,
lying
that's-
2 here.
Might be the play.
And so they're going to try to roll.
It's pretty flat.
They're thinking about the long roll,
Yeah,
but
they-
I think it's too hard.
Yes, yeah, I don't know if you can have to throw that probably like 6 seconds.
Yeah,
I
to
think the
try-
hit was the better shot.
Just trying to roll in
top of their
front
yellow,
your own.
perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought they might try to get that long roll. That's a lot more difficult, as you just mentioned, Casty, but at least you would group the stones and
Pretty straight.
force
Like mine curls.
Jones and Lang to make a play on it.
Let's try and focus on where we want to take this. So throw like solid weight, like a solid normal, and go edge of the rock. Like play the intern. Yeah. Do you like that? And I think you will get a little curl here. Just in that spot. I think you want to go just off the edge of the rock, and you want to throw like solid normal. Just off the edge. Yeah. Yeah. Edge of rock just off, somewhere there. Hit and roll.
So are playing for the roll. I think they briefly discussed a hit and stick option.
How's it? Should curl.
Yep. Whoop. Yep.
Shot.
It'll be hit and stick for 2.
Yep.
And I think the percentages,
I don't hate Fern.
when,
I just think it could come up
you
out
ask
here.
teams if they'd rather be playing last end
Her,
up 1 without or down
Her
1
wide
with.
draw really came up out here.
Most
Her-
teams will
her
tell you
chip
they'd
shot
be
really came up.
1 without, and that's what Jennifer Jones and Brent Lang, that'll be the position they're in if the shot is made.
Yeah, just a nice thing.
They have, it's been force central as well in this game. The pace of this game has been all about the force. It's been both teams
Middle of the
feel
rock,
pretty
you think?
comfortable about getting forces.
A
So
little bit of ice.
Very rarely do you see a mixed doubles game with no more than 2 scored, and that's what we've seen so far. No one scored more than 2 points in an end.
So Jennifer Jones, a hit and stick for 2 here with her final rock in the 7th end.
Oh, oh.
Oh, this needs to curl.
Did nothing.
I was surprised she played that much weight at that.
I think that decision based on that path, they wanted to play a little bit more weight down that path, but maybe backfiring a bit. And so we will head into the 8th end, all locked up at 4 here at the Canad Inns Mixed Doubles Classic. And welcome back to the Canad Inns Mixed Doubles Classic. Bit of a odd end to that.
like a
An
guard,
odd
or do
end,
you wanna
end
go
to
in?
that end, as
We go in.
It's been that kind of game, though,
Yeah.
right? We've seen misses. We've seen that was a big miss because, as we just talked about, being 1 up
That's a good one. So.
we
without,
go-
that would have been a pretty good spot. You win, I think, most of those
Where are you gonna
games
put the guard if you're guarding?
1 up without
guard.
in the last end.
I mean, I don't hate
And,
one top 12,
now they're in a
top
tough
8.
spot having to
I know,
steal.
I just thought when I throw
That being
this,
Jennifer
maybe
Jones and
make
Brent
sure
Lang.
I'm not heavy.
As I mentioned, I thought a
Well,
lot
let's
of
pick
weight
a
to
spot
play,
and
but
try
it just
and put
didn't
it
curl
in.
and it rolled out, and they were only able to score 1.
Well, if Jennifer Jones and Brent Lang end up losing this game, you're going to think back to that end, and you're also going to think back to that 3rd end where Jennifer Jones had a relatively simple double, but to score 2, but jammed there.
That's right.
So both some missed opportunities, both going the same direction. A similar shot, just not getting the right amount of, just missing your spot, I think.
And both power plays only scoring 1 point on each side, which is very rare,
Line's good.
at least in terms of what the concept dictates. You want to try to score multiple points with that
Lot
power
of
play.
curl a mile. Line's good. Line's good. Yep. Yep, bury it. Yep.
Good spot.
Nice shot.
It's good, eh?
On this side, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this side's pretty good too.
5 games still going on, only the 1 final that we told you about earlier, if you're just joining us. team from Russia. Maria Komarova, Danielle Gorachev winning
Freeze theirs would be great.
7-2 over Steve Laycock
Drop it a bit and roll one, two. It's not
and
bad.
Kristen Streifel. So they advance. This is the C side, so the losers tonight will be eliminated.
Close.
Hurt it, I don't think. Yep, gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Wait's there.
Okay,
It's gotta go, sorry.
gotta go. Go time. Gotta go to it. Go to it. Go. Good.
It's not bad.
And although that was a big miss to end that seventh end from Jennifer Jones, the mixed doubles game does lend itself to stealing with that center guard going up. So this could go either way. I think that goes without saying.
What?
Nothing. I had a 15 on that.
And just going to mention,
girl from
have a
out
couple
here.
seconds playing in this game, a couple seconds for high-profile men's teams, and I think they're showing why they are playing for the front end for some of the best teams in Canada. There's been some great sweeping in these games.
And that's another component to this mixed doubles game because you see a lot of skips out there who aren't used to sweeping and have to sweep more than they're accustomed to.
Yeah, we have a both these teams are set up the same with a women's skip and a men's second. So.
And I think they factor, when they form these teams, they factor all that in, right? Sweeping.
I don't think Jennifer Jones and Brett Lang factored that in when they decided they were going to play.
Well, you do see a lot of couples forming teams now.
Whoa, we're on it. Whoa.
Can't stay on it.
Okay, get off. It's gonna rub off. Yeah, sorry. Me too.
Don't mind just peeling the guard, yeah?
Not exactly what they were looking for, but
Well, it rolled off, and now that'll give. You heard Tyrell go up and say, "Let's just peel the guard." It's not a great angle on that top of the 4-foot stagger for Jones and Lang either. Might be a freeze to the back yellow, maybe, with the intern.
Yeah. Watch on the center line.
you also have a promotion shot potentially available as well
Yeah, maybe the out-turn raise.
on the 11 o'clock
Yeah,
rock.
yeah, that's definitely an option too.
Still 3 more rocks to play as well from both teams.
Up there.
It's like looking at maybe a freeze tap,
don't
try
wanna
to
screw up
move the angle around a little bit to maybe set up a
guard,
shot
and
for
then
them
I
later
tap.
on.
Yeah, if you nose that with like a 8 foot, back 4 foot
Starting the
weight,
center
I
line
think
doesn't really matter.
that sets you up really nicely, actually. You put your own blue, like biting the button, or just in the 4 foot, just right beside the button,
Yeah,
and line up a natural double with a nice yellow combination.
yeah, with the one you just threw. Yeah, if this shot is made, it's going to be frozen to the yellow. Ideally, I think is what they're going for. And then I would imagine.
I think there's just enough stagger to get both the yellows moving if you make this perfect. Looks like they're throwing it with a little less weight, though.
Gonna need to curl
really
here,
needs to
Brent.
curl a lot.
No, line's good. Clean. You want it to almost cross center, so yeah.
And not much weight. You're
Needs
right,
to curl.
Cassie.
Go. Hard.
Oh,
Hard.
deciding to play the guard instead,
Hard.
actually.
Go. Okay.
Looks like they did decide on the guard.
I mean, she's got not the easiest shot to get shot right now. Just peel again?
Just a bit surprised at that call.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not even sure a guard helps too much. Maybe just. It almost feels like if you peel the guard, you're hoping they're gonna, or if you put up the guard there, you're hoping the other team's gonna peel it, and they're just gonna waste a shot.
Turn and she'll get half buried. It's a nose hit on the 7 rock, probably. Yeah. I think they're probably gonna play the out turn tap.
And that's the shot you were talking about there.
Do anything about it. Feel they hit a quarter blue. I think we just keep peeling. Peel one more, see what happens. Go the out turn again. Can you even get a little lucky on this to hit 3/4? I might clear out the whole center.
The tap's not the hardest shot in the world, but it's not exactly an easy shot to sit in the hack and win a curling game with.
Another final to tell you about, sheet 7. Nicole Sigvaldason and Ian McMillan, they're on to the, or they'll advance to play tomorrow. 9-5 win over Hirari Jang and Chiwon Choi from Korea.
Clean, clean, clean. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa.
As the peel is made.
Imagine Jones and Lang have discussed what they want to play here.
Yeah, not a lot of discussion. Brent just slid down to the other end. They had already decided on what the play is.
Another guard?
It's either a guard or are they coming down to that yellow at in the 8-foot to try to change that angle?
Almost too much ice for that, I think.
Yeah.
Close. Yep.
Unless they're playing the tap back
Whoa.
now.
Weight's good.
Wow.
This is the shot you were
No.
discussing. This is the out turn tap.
Never. No, Brent, never,
Needs to
never,
curl.
never, never,
It's
never,
close,
never.
though.
Very close. Just didn't come up quite enough at the end.
Does
Good or not? What is, like right now,
The interesting
We did
end
that.
here.
it's just gonna open up this one, and they're gonna put a draw right there. All right, and unless I leave my shooter. I think the play. No, this rock isn't even helping them. It's just a nose hit. It's a hit and roll.
Okay.
Hit and roll to. It's like a hit and roll, a half a rock. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if we hit it right here, if we hit this and our shooter's gone, and these two rocks are gone,
Yeah.
she can go here.
Yeah.
Like she might be able to get to the inside, right? I think the play is right on the nose.
Quarters. Because you kind of want to go this way.
Yeah, I want my shooter to roll.
You heard
shooter to roll
Tyrell
right here,
Griffin
and
say
then this just to roll into here.
the rock,
I don't think I need to
the
throw a hard
4-foot,
weight here. I think
the
we
one
wanna
that was
control
just
the roll, so I
promoted
think it's just
isn't
boards.
helping them.
I'll get you to
And
call
so he's
line,
not gonna
I'll
worry
switch
about that.
myself.
I don't know if I believe
I
that.
don't know if I agree with that either. I think that same tap is still there.
I think
They just tried with the out turn.
Yeah, with the out turn.
Yeah.
Although, where does the
It's just
yellow
board weight, so a
roll?
little more ice.
If you hit it on the nose, it might block that shot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, board. Easy board.
Definitely an interesting conclusion to this game.
It's about finding the winning shot more so than executing the winning shot at this point.
So I think they did settle on the nose hit.
Well, they're
I think, but all of it, that one that
I
we're
think-
hitting,
The nice thing for Jones and Lang is I don't think you can't guard everything at this point. I don't think they will have something to really put a rock in a great position.
gotta get across it. Roll. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
So they do move that.
So that eliminates that out turn tap that we brought up because it pushed that blue
It's a
stone
very
over.
good result.
So they have the draw around those yellows. I think that's what they got to play.
Yeah.
Skinny that
Looks like-
top yellow,
I like
which
that.
is sitting at the top of the 8-foot,
This isn't there, eh?
try to freeze to the shot stone.
No, I only have 7/8.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. You just threw this draw, so
This is made.
just 3 feet more than
You're going to have to
Martin's going to have a very tough shot.
angle raise the yellow, I believe number 7 yellow, that's almost biting the forefoot,
Try to get it by as tight as we can.
and just kind of slash that into where
Like
you
nose
want,
valve, I think so.
where ideally this blue ends up.
We've seen Jennifer Jones make a lot of these types of shots.
She's
throughout
had trouble with
career.
her hitting today, not so much the draws. Her draws have been pretty accurate. So Jennifer Jones with her final stone here needs to be shot stone if she wants to stay alive in
Little bit of
this
room here, Brian.
tournament.
Yeah. Off for line.
Needs to curl.
Needs to move. Needs to finish.
I think it's good weight though.
Hard line. No, it needs. Yep. Gotta finish it. Yep. You got a good one. Go.
Oh, this is
Hard.
good.
Go.
Oh,
Pretty good. I mean, about as obviously
he
like
wanted
it frozen, right? But very good attempt.
Basically anything.
he wanted about a half rock further,
Yeah.
but
It should be pretty straight, so just keep it your weight like just nice. Don't need
but
too
making
hard.
her
This is no gimme though.
no, this is not a gimme.
Slash takeout for the win.
Basically, you can kind of use me. Yeah, it's whatever you want to throw it. I just like using me.
If that slides another foot frozen,
Yeah.
what do you
Just
have?
off
You
the
have, I guess you got to follow it down. Maybe if
Well,
that's
you gotta
even there, right?
you gotta slash it and move
yeah,
both
that's
rocks,
true.
and there's
Between the yellow and the blue.
but then you gotta keep that slash rock. The nice thing about the nice thing for Nancy Martin here with that Jennifer Jones rock not going all the way is that she doesn't need to keep that rock that she does slash. Picked up right out of her hand. Oh boy. Oh, just gets enough of it. Great shot to win a curling game. And
Well, they almost overswept that guy.
Yeah.
Because they were on it most of the way down.
relief. And it is Nancy Martin and Ty Griffith taking this game, eliminating Jennifer Jones and Brent Lang. So
Back and forth game, lots of misses, entertaining finish for sure.
entertaining finish. I think that last end is one that I want to look over again and see if there's a shot that somebody missed, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, Griffith and Martin were able to set up the angles enough. They had those yellow stones at the top of the fourth, but they were able to use those to win. But definitely a lot of interesting calls and an interesting way to end that game.
And so, Castida and Kocek, I will be here tomorrow morning. Not tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. We start at noon tomorrow, continuing some elimination games. So I'll be back tomorrow, but
Thanks for letting me join. Enjoy the rest of the tournament.
Awesome. So thanks for everyone for watching all day today. We will be back at noon, live on CBC Sports as well as the World Curling Tour's YouTube page. So Castida and Kocek for Northern Cole and the rest of our great broadcast team here at the Canadiens Mixed Doubles Classic in Portage La Prairie will signing off and saying see you tomorrow.